Chance, this was not funny. This was powerful. Thank you for a wonderful persuasive speech. This was a number 9 speech, Persuade with Power. Chance, when you began the speech, your voice was a little bit low, and I didn't know where exactly you were going with it. I thought that the build-up was incredible. I think that you knew what you were doing, and I hope that other people in the room felt it. I wasn't exactly sure what the point of your speech was. You were giving some examples about the phone call that you gotten and defining democracy, but I wasn't sure what side of the issue you were going to take. I thought this was a very, very powerful opening, even though I was expecting you to get up here and to be yelling and screaming and waving your arms right away. So I was just looking at you curiously and waiting for that build-up, and I definitely felt it. So that was a wonderful opening. I wanted to commend you on that. You seemed very credible on the topic. You quoted from Plato. You used examples from different countries and different political systems around the world. You did use facts, but you also used an emotional appeal, which was required of this speech. Kind of building up that why we should believe this is important. You actually ended with your speech with the word catastrophe, which could be seen as a little bit emotional for some of us, if you're thinking about the state of our nation. I really loved this speech. One area that I would give for improvement for you, I noticed that your words were very well thought out, your sentences were very well structured, you had a clear beginning and an end. However, I did notice a few grammatical mistakes. You said, "What would anyone care what I had to think?" And I wondered the same thing. Instead of what would anyone care what I had to say, or perhaps something a little bit more appropriate. Another was you were speaking of different populations, different races, and you said, why would we want to give someone less rights? It actually should be fewer rights. Lastly, I will say that at first I was thinking that you should have gotten to the point a little bit sooner, but it was very strategic in the way that you were building up toward that powerful ending, toward the raising of your voice, toward the body language where you were looking around at the group and persuading us with that power. I think this was definitely effective in being persuasive. You used the emotional appeal as well as your logic, and you really appealed to all of us in our personal self-interest. Thank you for a wonderful number 9 speech.